Okay, so raise your hand if your groceries cost way more than they did 2 years ago. At least I definitely feel it. Today, a dozen eggs, a bag of rice, a tank of gas, it all just feels more expensive. But here's the thing, most people don't actually know why that's happening, or more importantly, what they can do about it. So today, we're breaking down inflation, what it actually is, how it quietly eats your money, and the exact steps you can take right now to protect yourself. When I used to work as a financial advisor, clients would come in confused about why their paycheck felt smaller, even when it technically wasn't. And this is the core of it. Inflation doesn't take money out of your account. It just makes each dollar you have worth less over time. Eggs, gas, rent, insurance, these aren't random. Everything got hit at once between 2021 and 2023, and a lot of it hasn't come back down. Here's the thing that should really bother you. If your salary went up 3% last year, but inflation was running at 7%, you effectively took a pay cut. You just didn't feel it hit your account the same way. What actually causes inflation? Let me explain this in the simplest way I can. Imagine you're at a concert. There are 1,000 tickets and 1,000 people who want them. Everyone pays face value. Now imagine the government sends everyone $500 in stimulus checks, same 1,000 tickets, but now everyone has more cash and they're willing to bid higher. Prices go up. That's demand-pull inflation. Then there's the supply side. COVID completely wrecked global supply chains. Factories shut down. Shipping costs spiked. When it costs more to make or move something, businesses pass that cost to you. That's cost-push inflation. And third, this one gets ignored. When wages go up broadly, companies often raise prices to protect their margins. It's not evil. It's math. 2021, 2022 was a perfect storm of all three. Massive stimulus, broken supply chains, tight labor market, all at once. The Federal Reserve's job is to slow this down, which they do by raising interest rates, making borrowing more expensive, cooling spending. But it's slow. And in the meantime, you're still paying $6 for a dozen eggs. Here's the part that genuinely surprises most people when I explain it. Inflation doesn't just make prices go up, it quietly destroys the value of the cash you're holding. If inflation runs at 4% a year and your bank savings account is paying 0.5%, which most big banks were offering for years, you're losing about 3.5% of your purchasing power every single year, just sitting there, not spending anything. Over 10 years, $10,000 in cash would have the buying power of roughly $6,600 in today's dollars. You didn't spend a cent. You didn't make a bad investment. The money just quietly shrank. This is why I say saving money is necessary, but saving money in the wrong place is almost as bad as not saving at all. Cash in a standard checking account is a slow leak, and most people don't notice it until it's too late. What you actually do about it. Okay, 4 moves. Even doing just one of these puts you ahead of most people. Move 1. Switch to a high-yield savings account. High-yield savings accounts, places like Marcus, SoFi, Ally, are paying around 4-5% APY. That's not life-changing, but it at least keeps pace with moderate inflation on your emergency fund. Your regular bank is probably paying 0.01%, literally. Moving that money takes 10 minutes. Move 2. Invest. Don't just save. I know the market feels scary, especially if you've watched it drop 20% in a year, but the S&P 500 has returned about 10% annually on average over the long run. That beats inflation by a wide margin. You don't have to pick individual stocks. Open a brokerage account, buy a simple index fund like VUO or FXAX, and leave it alone. Boring wins. Move 3. Get serious about your income. If your raise was 2% and inflation ran at 4%, you made less money last year, even if your paycheck was bigger. Negotiating your salary is one of the highest ROI moves you'll ever make, or find one small income stream on the side. Even an extra $300 a month, invested consistently, compounds into something real. Move 4. Buy assets, not just things. Things depreciate. But assets, index funds, real estate, bonds, these tend to hold or grow in value over time. The rich aren't rich because they keep saving money under the mattress. They're ahead because they kept buying assets while everyone else was buying stuff. Look, inflation isn't going away. It's built into every modern economy. But it doesn't have to silently eat your money, because now you know exactly what's happening and you have moves you can actually make.